Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Kylene Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a little bit later today, so we are actually in Arizona. As she just mentioned, my name's Kylene Montgomery. I get to be the host, and I am hosting one Kylene Montgomery. Good morning. I couldn't say Montgomery. Good morning, Kylene. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good today. Yeah, excited for our day.
Yeah, we're going to have a great day. So as I mentioned, we are in Arizona, and we got a great opportunity to spend some time with family. And we're going to start making the trek back towards St. Louis here starting today, but we're going to do the scenic route. Yep. So I'm going to go up the hill and go see the Grand Canyon. It's been years and years since I've seen the Grand Canyon. Have you ever seen the Grand Canyon? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but it's been about 10 years.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. And so we'll start on that trek here in just a little bit. But we were in family vacation mode, and so we got started a little later than we were off kilter. Kylene was still in.
I was still in Missouri time.
And I'm not, and I just didn't communicate well with Kylene, so that was on me. So appreciate you guys' patience and waiting for us to show up here today. So we're going to talk about new ways to connect with customers. And so if you guys are checking in this morning, we just posted over in the private members group where you can find it. It should be right up there at the top. Just go in and check that out, and hopefully everybody's tuning in here. All right, Kylene. So new ways to connect with customers. Let's start off with how this came about. What was because this is something that you kind of came up with, not necessarily the title of the show and making you come on and talk about it live, but this was something that you started. So tell us a little bit about where this came from.
Well, I was kind of feeling kind of stuck, like I wasn't seeing opportunities that were right there in front of my face. And so I shared that with the Masters of Success group because I wanted some feedback. I wanted to hear what they had to say so I could, energize myself a little bit so I could, grow those connections or find new connections or just somehow see all those, opportunities that are right there in front of me. And so that's how it came about. I was just kind of feeling like I was going through the motions again and missing things that were coming my way.
Yeah. So was there a specific moment where this was a realization for you?
There was. You and I were having a conversation. We were making some ribbons for our son's volleyball team. And Aaron shared with me, well, this would be a great way for you to offer these to other teams. And, of course, Aaron had all these different ideas of ways that I could share that with other teams and potentially sell them. And for me, that didn't even click to me. I was just doing it because it was having fun. And I was able to support this team that our son is on. So anyway, so that really got me thinking that, how did I miss that? Like that opportunity is just sitting right there and it just went right by me. And so I think that's how it came about. It just kept thinking about how come that happened. And if that happened this one time and Aaron was there to catch it.
Sorry.
How many other opportunities potentially are right there that I'm missing. And so I wanted to talk about that and be really conscious about working on ways to connect with my current partners and opportunities.
Yeah. Well, and here's the interesting part is, this is, you kind of were like, I think when this all came up and I started thinking about it and, you kind of were like, oh my gosh, how's that just so natural to you and that kind of thing. And that's not the case at all, by the way. It is not natural to me. It wasn't something that I'd always done, where you're kind of in the moment and you go, okay, how can I help my customers with this? How is this a product that I can provide? That kind of thing. That wasn't a natural instinct for me. That's something that I've cultivated over the years. And like Kylene just said, it's something that you have to be intentional about thinking about that. My friend Terry Combs, who I do my Two Regular Guys podcast with, he always kind of looks at all situations, and he obviously tells the story much better than I do, but he's always like, oh, okay, well, this thing's happening in my community. And he immediately says, I should make a shirt for that. I should make a shirt. And it's that kind of idea where it's like, what is it that you see? What is it that's going to provide that spark that then gets you to go, I should make a insert whatever you do, a shirt, a mug, a bow, ribbon, pair of socks, those kinds of things. Because once you can start doing that, once you can start having that opportunity to, again, this isn't like, okay, you see something and then you got to go lock yourself in a room for 3 hours and work out all the details. This is see something, start thinking a little bit about it, give it a minute to, 30 seconds of your time. If something cool pops up, write it down and then try to figure it out. If nothing cool pops up, or, you just kind of file it away and let it, because what I've found is most of the ideas that are good, most of the ideas that stick, are ones that are just going to keep kind of coming back to you. And that's your subconscious telling you, hey, this is something you should pursue. So, what I try to do is take a look at some of these ideas and things that pop into my head, and then, like I said, kind of file them away. And if they come back to me and kind of keep bugging me or keep kind of tapping me on the shoulder more than 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then it's something worth pursuing. But if it's just like, oh, this is cool, and then it kind of goes away, then that's okay. Just file it away and leave it. And then something else later on might spark that idea again, and but be a little bit different. So that then it makes it, then it changes it and makes it like, oh yeah, if I did that, oh yeah, that could be really cool. My partners would love that, or I could really offer this, or I would love to do that. I get excited about it. So, the word that Kylene and I were using as we were discussing this was spark. What is it what is it sparks you? What are those things that are in front of you? Because the cool part about the industry that we're all in together here is that we're surrounded on a daily basis with all sorts of things that we can make and provide, right? I mean, right now I'm drinking tea out of a little paper coffee cup. But why not, figure out a way to do more with that, or the little sleeves, the sleeve warmers, we can print all that stuff. So, or have opportunity or access to that. Anyways, I will get up on my soapbox for a long time. So we're trying to create that spark, right? I mean, is that?
Yep. So one of the things that I have started doing, and actually it's been really beneficial, is for a few minutes every day, I just look at some of my partners in different ways that I could help them. And or any connections that I have, ways that I could potentially help them. And in the Masters of Success group, someone said the strengths and weaknesses, where am I stronger at and potentially where are they weaker at? So how could I help them build that part of their business or program, whatever it might be.
Okay.
So how can I help them? So that going into it with that mindset, I've just been writing down different ways that we could support them.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, Becky, good morning. Thank you for being here. And Todd, good morning, sir. Glad to have you along here this morning. So again, yes, thank you guys for joining us here a little bit later than we had anticipated. And this traveling thing, you got to juggle a little bit. So we're doing a good job, but thanks for everybody's patience with us this morning. I know people were probably looking for it and then couldn't find it. And so, all right. Recap real quick here, if you're just tuning in with us, but just to kind of quick recap, the point here is to generate that spark, generate new ideas, generate new opportunities, to always be growing your business in a sense that, yes, I don't have to every day, all the time, create something new. It's how can I support the current customers that I have? How can I, do something a little bit more? How can I expand on what I'm doing without, having to recreate the wheel? is kind of the way that I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked about the fact that this kind of came up from an opportunity where you and I were looking at, and I was going to try to find it here. Maybe I'll share the screen real quick. Because I thought they turned out really cool, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, just give them the quick story about the ribbons and this whole scenario. So
our son is on a volleyball team, and he's one of 2 boys on this volleyball team. There wasn't enough boys for a full team. So apparently it's a really big deal for the girls to get ribbons on a hair tie for each game. And so I wanted to contribute, even though Lewis doesn't want one.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could put the hair tie in, and Lou's hair is shorter than mine. So.
Yeah. So I wanted to still contribute to the team. So we made ribbons, and Aaron helped me. He basically made them all.
No,
I mean,
that's
I
not
put them
true.
together. You designed the design to sublimate on the ribbon. So on the ribbon, there's the volleyball, and on that there is the logo of the club. I don't know if you can see it, and it looks really cool. I really like it, and it's a way to brand and remember what club they're on for future, because I believe they keep all of these ribbons over time. But I guess it's a really big deal for the girls. And anyway, it was fun doing that, and that's kind of what sparked all of this conversation, was because Aaron saw all these ways that we could continue to support this club or other clubs moving forward with something like that. He looked at it as like the pain point,
Yeah, because if you don't mind, I apologize for interrupting, but because it was a little bit of a pain point. Like I said, we looked at this, and some of the moms and families were making, Todd says, sounds like a great show, Accessorizing with Aaron. Yeah, I'm sure lots of people will tune in for that.
That's funny.
But, there was some cool creative stuff. People really got into it. And, I think we're creative, but crafty. I don't think either of us would be considered crafty. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's not.
I try,
Yeah.
but it doesn't.
Yeah. But we also knew that we had a little bit of advantage because we've got a sublimation printer.
Mm-hmm.
And so, maybe ours wouldn't be the most creative, most crafty, but we could personalize. Nobody else was going to have their club logo on there. You kind of see it in the volleyball right in here. So we thought about that. So, and then we just started putting them together. But as you guys know, my brain kind of works in this data hipster mode where, okay, how long? Well, first off, how much does the ribbon cost me? How long did it take us to make them? What was, and then you start adding all that stuff up, and then you go, okay, well, how much time would we, if I could have just bought that, right? If I could have just said, okay, I need 12 hair bow ribbon things, and I just bought that somewhere, that as a busy solopreneur or entrepreneur, not solopreneur, but as a busy entrepreneur, I think I'd pay for that. So then I started thinking of, and so that's where my mind went, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and
I just went, this is really cool that I'm able to support this club because I had that connection point with them.
Yeah.
And for me, that's really important.
So again, like I said, this isn't something that totally came natural to me. It's something I've developed over time. It's something that, I had to be intentional about. But the more intentional you are about it, the more you develop that kind of mindset of, I should insert my product here for that, or how can I, get into supporting my customers by doing this thing that I saw over here. I mean, just walking through the store, we had an opportunity to, with the family here, there's a Cabela's right next door. And I don't know if you've ever been in a Cabela's or not, but I don't think I really spent that much time in one before. It's not just a store. It's like a entertainment facility. They had like a little laser shooting gallery. The aquarium. My son and I played checkers. So it was really cool. But anyways, the point being, as you're walking through there, we saw arm sleeves that were decorated, and obviously lots of apparel that was decorated. And so I'm not saying that you go through and do that, but the longer you've been decorating, the more often you're going to walk through a retail store and start touching and feeling everything, right? Oh, how does this feel? Oh, look at that. Is that printing good? Not good. But hopefully the other thing is, how can I do that? How can I obviously use this as a opportunity to grow my business?
Yep.
So anyways, all right, let's see here. Todd says, crafting with Kylene and Aaron, it would be like the show Nailed It. You were just watching that the other day. I haven't really watched that much, but oh my goodness, that would be hilarious and a mess.
Funny.
And then talking about Cabela's, it's an experience. And I think that's also a cool point, Todd, that Todd makes there, is that how do you make your business an experience? We had no real need for anything at Cabela's, but we went in there and we ended up buying something as we walked out that we didn't really need, but it's an experience. So anyhow, getting way off track here. All right, let's get back to new ways to, what do we call this again? I keep forgetting the name of
connecting.
There we go. New ways to connect with customers. Let's get back to that. All right. So with that being said, you said that after that experience, then in the most recent Masters of Success call you had with your group, that was going to be your commitment. So what was your commitment that you had made then from there?
That every day I was going to spend, I don't know if I said it an exact time, but to go through at least one partner and list different ways that I could support them.
Okay.
Outside of what I'm already doing.
Okay. So now you say you put aside a couple minutes each day. Is there a particular process or documenting technique or just Kylene notebook?
It's a Kylene notebook right now because we are on the road, but I would like to put this on some kind of spreadsheet or something, just as a reference point. So on those days when I do need to start reaching out to them, I can have some ideas on hand that I can pull off of right away.
Yeah. Okay. So, and here's just another quick tip for you guys that, and I borrowed this from Terry, I think, but this is something when I get to a point where maybe I'm stuck with something or I need some new ideas or I want to do that, is to take a notebook or, yellow legal pad or whatever, and just sit down and just start writing and number it out 1 to 20 or whatever. And just start writing ideas, and no stopping, no overthinking it or anything like that. Just write everything that's in your head around that idea. Just start writing it down. And then what you're going to find is that once you then go back through that list, the first 4 or 5 are going to be just terrible or like a waste of space. It feels like probably have some ones in the middle that are really not all that great, but in there, you're going to have 2, 3, 4 ideas that are just fantastic, that once you start allowing your brain to let go, right, and just start writing, it is going to be just a gold mine for you. So, whatever your process is, but I like this idea. Let's just sit down, spend, again, what is it, minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So you started doing this when? About, what was it, last week ago Friday, right?
Yep.
So what's today anyhow? It's
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. A week from yesterday.
Yeah.
A week ago from yesterday.
Yeah.
So you started doing this.
Yep.
You got some that you want to share?
Yeah. One was, let's see.
And sorry, I'm going to interrupt you one more time again.
Yeah.
I know that's not nice, but you put up with me, so it's okay. Just to give you guys some context for all of this, so it makes a little bit more sense. So Kylene's main focus is to work with kind of a business to business model or kind of to support other, so Kylene's not the type that is out there selling to the end user. That's not really a big focus of what you do. It's not really kind of been in your wheelhouse necessarily.
Yeah, I do it. It's not a natural it doesn't fill me up as much as a connection point.
Yeah. So Kylene is looking for ways to partner with other businesses, other, artists, people needing merch, people that are doing things, hand lettering and things like that, where she can then support them getting out there further. And artists, I said artists already, but anyhow, so I want to give you guys a little bit of context first, so these ideas make a little bit more sense for you. So, all right, give us one real quick.
One was with an artist that I'm currently working with. I make some things, and then she takes them to trade shows with her art on it. But to really, I thought, she's mentioned she has a website, but she doesn't really do much with it. So I thought I could walk her through the fulfillment process of how it would work if her customers purchased and she sent me the order and I'd send it off to her customer for her. And that takes away that whole pain point of trying to organize shipping and packaging and all that other stuff that goes along with the online presence. And that would help her really expand her business.
Sure.
But I don't think I've ever really sat with her and just shared how easy that can be.
Yeah. And the idea there, the other thought there is, because somebody like that, they get used to doing what they're doing, right? They're going to go to the event, the vendor show, the trade, whatever, and they're going to have a certain number of products and they're going to sell it. But what's happening for them is they're not generating any additional sales in between, because again, like you said, they've got a website. They don't do a whole lot with it because they don't feel comfortable with that. And they're not sure they're going to have the product and all that other stuff. So if you can partner with people like that and help them understand, hey, yes, you might not make as much money as you would have made if you bought a whole hundreds and thousands of these, but you're also generating more over time. So ultimately you're going to make more money because you're generating more sales, even though your margins are lower.
And she's not going to get stuck if she's just kind of taking a chance at her designs. And so she's not really sure if people really want that design. So she's making some product, and potentially if that's not what people want, she could get stuck. So the online presence, it would be more on-demand type custom.
And when you can partner with people like that, the other thing is when COVID hits, what are they going to do when there is no live event, right?
Yeah.
And I think she kind of experienced that a little bit, where business, fortunately for her, it was a side gig. So, all right, so that's one idea.
Yeah.
What other, and you guys that are tuned in live here, let us know what you guys are thinking, what questions you have, what maybe ideas you guys might have for ways that you could partner with your customers more. Let's use this as a brainstorming session to get all of our creative juices flowing, so to speak. You want to share another one then?
Yeah. So, this is one that I wrote down, and then I wasn't, I overthink things. So that's why sometimes I stop myself, and that's why I'll share this one. This was shared with us, I think, way early on when we first got our DTG machine. But anyway, reach out to some of the bigger t-shirt companies here and see if we could partner with them on some of their one-off items. Do you remember we talked about that way back when, or someone shared it with us? Anyway,
Todd, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it was Todd. But anyway, so I thought, well, that could be a good idea, because that's kind of what we're doing with some of the boutiques. If someone doesn't want their style of decoration, they reach out to us and we do the decoration on the t-shirt with DTG. So I thought, how are they any different than any other t-shirt company? Unless they already have a DTG.
Look at their services, right? And then what they offer. Yeah. Okay. So partnering with other screen printers, larger run folks, and figuring out how to, because in a way, you do that a little bit with the craft cottage, right?
Yeah.
You want to, so let's get to a couple of comments here. We ran across a legal pad with pages of brainstorming ideas from 2009 when we started our business. We completed many of them. Some are not relevant now, and some are now on my new to-do list. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I think, again, having that opportunity to then go back and review, that's why maybe putting them in a spreadsheet could be good, because then you can kind of track and keep up with, this one worked. But the other thing that I notice when I can do something like that, especially when you get this opportunity like they've got there to go back and review this, is the fact that that could potentially spark other ideas, right? You kind of get this, oh yeah, but what about this idea or this thing that I just did? And that's where some of the best creativity, I mean, as a business owner, we have to be creative. Even, we're in a creative space, so we're lucky that we're kind of involved in that on a regular basis. But no matter what your business is, getting creative with how you market, with how you communicate, with how you support your customers, that's what it takes a lot of times to be successful. And sometimes, you just got to throw a lot of ideas out there and, see what's going to stick. And see, and then again, as you see them in different lights and different spaces and different connection points, then you're going to come up with new ideas. But this is where then this commitment to this daily routine, this opportunity. I mean, you guys that participated in the 21-day challenge we had not too long ago, that was the idea. It wasn't that the point wasn't to come up with, the next marketing revolution. The point was to get ourselves into that habit of daily thinking about how can we better connect with our customers? How can we better share with them what it is that we do, what it is that we're passionate about? So, all right, what else you got? You got some others you want to share?
Let's see. One of them was with that boutique that we support. They make some of their items there, but they've shared that they've been really busy. So I thought maybe even though they have the ability to make it themselves, we could potentially support them in making some of those items just to free up some of their time. So if they had that, they might not even consider that because, they can do it in-house, but their time they always seem like they're running around and they never have enough time and they're working all the time. Yeah.
Which, and I think that can be a really, like I said, that could be a really challenging thing because we get in that mindset of, I can do it in house. So why would I give away profit by, outsourcing it to somebody else? But that's actually the exact wrong mentality to have, because even though you might be giving away margin, you're actually gaining more overall business because you're able to focus on your core, you're able to focus on your business. And so even though, we all think that we have to make the maximum amount of profit on every single order that we do. And it's actually the exact opposite of that. We need to be able to figure out a way to do the maximum amount of work with the least amount of time so we can continue to focus on the growth. And as you mentioned, they're always running around crazy. And I think that actually hurts them in a lot of ways because, they get stuck. They're stagnant. They're just, kind of doing the same thing over and over again. Because the other part that I've noticed when talking to them is they're always super busy, but they never act like they're super successful. It's like, oh, it's a grind. It's really, we're busy, but, they've got rent that they've got to cover. They've got all this stuff going on and, doing what I've been able to do over the years, I wish I could just kind of shake them and go, hold on, stop doing this. Stop running around. Let somebody help you. And I think as business owners, asking for help is the hardest thing to do because again, we feel like we're going to give away money that's on the table, but it's actually the opposite. You're not getting all the money that could be on the table because you're trying to do too much. Yeah. So anyhow, that's another one of my soapbox moments for a great learning experience for us, but also then how do you translate that into explaining that clearly to your potential partners in a sense that it's going to make sense for them. Yeah. Because when you're in this, I'm going to support you, I'm going to be the wholesaler kind of thing, you also then have to change your mindset and realize that it's okay to give them the best possible price and help them, support them, because it's new business and same type of deal. and then you've got to manage your business and figure out, where it goes. And so, just a little quick side note, the way that I have always maintained and tried to control how busy I am or how overwhelmed you can be is through pricing. Raising your price is the best thing you could ever do for your business, because you are gaining more money for doing less work. The story that my dad told a couple of weeks ago on Small Business Saturdays here about, somebody asking, if you doubled your price, what would happen? Oh, I'd lose half my business. Not realizing that's a good thing, right? Not that you're losing half your business, you're cutting off half the fat and being able to work with the people that you want to work with. So anyways, what else you got there?
Let's see. Those were the ones that really stood out to me as something different. The other ideas were just, offering new designs or potentially just making samples, showing them other product offerings that they could do. Someone shared in the Masters of Success, you could do like a fundraiser opportunity for them. So it could create a win-win-win type situation for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you got a list, you're kind of getting it together. You're going to try to organize it and go back to it and stuff like that. Now I know you haven't started doing this yet, but what's another way that you can kind of hold yourself accountable to this or be open, and just kind of, again, the whole point to me, and Kylene, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. The whole point to me is just to be able to expand our thought processes here and to be able to kind of, because the more stuff that I can figure out and bring together and build into possible connections, the better off I'm going to be. Yeah. So anyhow, with that being said, what's maybe the next step here?
Well, the next step, just to keep me accountable and on track and to keep bouncing these ideas off of other people, is I'm going to share it. We do a check-in with our Masters of Success group every day. And so I will share one of my ideas that just to keep me moving forward, to know that I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do, but also they may be able to bounce an idea back to me as well. And again, if you put it out there, then you can get more back.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, first let me get Sandy here. Yes, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy.
Sorry. This is on me. I was trying to be really consistent. And maybe we'll look at that inside of like a good time, because I know earlier we said appreciate the time change on the West Coast. Yeah. So we're, I get that 6 a.m. on the West Coast is a little tough. So thanks for being here, Sandy. And sorry, we messed you up there. All right. And then Todd, wait, so I get the same money for half the time? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I also get the perspective of how scary that is to lose half your business, right? Because I think the fear is not that you'll lose half your business. The fear is you'll lose all of your business. But I just think that, so yes, going out and doubling your price might not be the ideal way to go about it. But, as you get busier, prices go up. I mean, it's the way of the world. What's gas today? $3 a gallon. I think the last time $3.09 was what we paid the last time we filled up. It's a supply and demand thing. So, yeah. All right. So let's go back to what you were just talking about, where you're going to kind of share that more. As she said, this is part of what happens inside the Masters of Success. There's accountability, people talking to each other, people sharing, and all that other stuff. And again, that ability to be outside of just yourself and share that. But then when you are sharing, because like you said, you guys in your particular group, you guys check in on a daily, and then talking about what you're doing. So now, obviously, we would love to have you as part of the Masters of Success group. Right now, the application process is closed. So come June, you guys can apply again if you didn't have an opportunity to do that. But somehow, some way, right? Accountability partner, just scheduling a reminder in your phone every day to write it down or
Yeah.
or to give you that 5 minutes to think about it or whatnot. So
Yeah, because it's really easy not to do. So you have to have something that'll keep you on track.
Yeah. All right. So then the last thing that we'll close out with here and let everybody get off to their Saturday. We got to get on the road. Okay. So you're building ideas. You're building some thoughts. What's next?
Action.
Not
overthinking it and just reaching out and schedule that phone call, schedule that Zoom, or go and visit these people if you can.
Yeah. So what are some ways that you are looking at or thinking about to not overthink it and to begin to start taking action?
Well, I'm going to have to just schedule them in as like appointments in my schedule. So when that comes up at that time, that is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. But what about the overthinking process? Because I know we all do that. So what's a tool or a mechanism that you're using or trying to implement just to slow down the overthinking? You can't look at your notes. I'm throwing you curveballs now.
I know. Well, it is something that I consciously work at, but I'm trying just to trust myself. I was thinking that on Monday or whenever we return, I guess that's on Wednesday, would be my day at home to schedule these appointments. So therefore they're in my calendar and I can't not move forward with having these conversations and starting moving forward. Is that?
Yeah.
Am I on the right track?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you the question.
Yeah.
So get rid of the word trying would be the first starting point, right?
So yes. So I will do that. Yeah.
What's a success principle tool that we've kind of learned about that kind of thing?
Believe it's possible.
But what you can, I mean, it is interesting, but seriously try this in your own lives, wherever. It doesn't have to be your business or whatever. Just changing the language that you use internally for yourself. So it's, if I could, or trying, or, that kind of thing. If you change that to being, I choose to, or, because remember the very first kind of exercise we did at One Day to Greatness, the 5% more responsibility thing. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of give them just the shortened version?
So you just look at different areas of your life, and if I were to take 5% more responsibility in whatever it might be,
my weight,
my health, what would that be? And then it's an achievable task. It's not like I'm going to lose 30 pounds. So that takes a long time. Yeah. So it's, 5% more is I'm going to track my food for the day every day, or I'm going to drink so much water every day.
Yeah. It does kind of come back to that language that you use with yourself. Same thing for the overthinking or the not believing that, you deserve to have that customer or deserve to have those things. It's, what I think has really helped me a lot is kind of really trying to change the internal voice, the internal language, into realizing that the fact is when those things happen, I'm choosing not to. It's not I can't, or I'm trying. I'm choosing not to do that thing. Now, the cool part about that is I can continue to choose not to do that, and I still have the power, and that's okay. It's just I've got to get to that point where making that choice is less appealing than the choices that I should be making when it comes to putting down the Coke or the 2 double In-N-Out burgers that I ate yesterday. So it does come down to a little bit in that mindset thing. So first I identify that it is a choice. First we identify that it is a choice that we're making. And then second, you figure out ways to turn the better choice into the more appealing choice. So that was Atomic Habits, actually. Some of that stuff. Yep. If you guys haven't read the book,
appealing and
if you guys haven't read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, that's another one to put on the list. I think it's in the resources page, but check that one out. All right. Sandy says, I've started scheduling my tasks in my calendar. It's made a world of difference. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Sandy, that's a great point that you bring up there for sure. I know Kylene kind of mentioned it, but just to take that one step further, I say this all the time, time management, it's not actually about a time problem. If you feel like you're overwhelmed or have too many things to do and just don't have enough time, we all go, oh, I just don't have enough time. Well, it actually has nothing to do with that because everybody has the exact same amount of time. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. What ends up happening is it's priority management is the challenge. And we just haven't chosen to make the most important things our priority enough to, and then the other choice that we have to make is to say no more. And, I'm preaching to myself in that regard is, you just have to figure out, is that really important to me? And, if somebody's going to be really upset that I said no to them about this, is that somebody I really want to, associate with anyways? So, we got way off track. Ooh, I got way off track. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. So anything else, any last questions, any last thoughts, just some new ways to connect with customers. And, we could boil down lots of different specific ideas, but really what's going to take is you guys taking the time to, again, just make that an appointment that's on your calendar that has a little reminder that pops up, whenever you're at your most creative. Be when you wake up in the morning, it could be in the evening before you head to bed, it could be in whatever it is that is your kind of your sweet spot for your ideal time for creativity. Put that 5-minute appointment on your calendar, set a reminder for it, have a notepad or whatever it is that you're going to do to track this stuff, and just start writing stuff down. Again, it doesn't all have to be gold. In fact, what you're going to find out is you're going to write down a whole bunch of stuff and you're going to think, oh, this isn't really all that great. But whoever said that they went back to their notepad from 2009, you might find that what, a year ago I didn't think was gold is now all of a sudden could be a game changer in my business. So, yep, this is so true. Making a choice to say no and prioritizing. It's just that to me, it seems so simple, right? I mean, because Ree just totally summarized it perfectly right there. It seems so simple, but yet it's such a challenge to do, so it's something I struggle with every day. And I think we all do. I don't know, even some of the most, people that I really look up to in that space, I know that it's still a daily thing that they work on. It's making that choice to say no and prioritizing. So great stuff. Thank you for sharing that, Ree.
Yep.
All right, Kylene, anything that we missed here?
I don't think so.
Any other random questions you'd like me to throw at you? So
no, I'm good.
You're done with that?
With those.
Lewis, did we get everything, buddy? Okay. I don't know. Me neither. You guys are amazing. Thanks for the patience and thanks for being here. And we will look forward to talking to you guys again next Saturday. We've got a few things in the works. I don't have a specific topic yet. If there's certain things you'd like me to cover on Small Business Saturdays coming up, just let me know. Post it in the private members group. You guys keep being active in there. I appreciate seeing the questions and the posts and the comments. But the trick is we all have to, even if you feel like you can't add a whole lot to the conversation, I would challenge you to just participate in the conversation, because what you think maybe isn't a contribution to the conversation could be to that person that has the question. It could be that golden nugget. It could be that spark that gets them to overcome whatever it is that they're challenged with that caused the question to begin with. So I challenge you guys to really get involved and stay active inside the private members group there. And like I said, even if you don't feel like you've got a huge contribution, if we're all just sharing and open and have this abundance mentality, it will all, rising tide raises all boats, right? That's one of my favorite sayings.
Yep.
All right. Any favorite sayings you'd like to leave people with?
Oh boy.
I'm going to make Kylene have a favorite saying.
Well, mine is everything you want is on the other side of fear by Jack Canfield. That's always mine because I get stuck in the fear. So that's really powerful for me.
Should we do the quick meditation?
We're good.
Oh, okay.
I think we're good right now.
All right. I got to practice. I got that coming up on Monday.
Oh boy.
Conquer fear and live to tell about it. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You think we can leave them hanging like that?
Aaron, stop.
All right. We're going to leave you hanging. If you're not signed up for the DAX show, again, I put that out there at the last training. If you guys want to sign up for that, and then send me your receipt, I'm going to send you, what did I say, $15, something like that. So anyhow, daxshow.com is where to check out that. I've got 2 seminars coming up next week. And if you guys want to check that out, please do. All right, Kylene, thank you so much for your time here this morning.
You.
Appreciate you being here. I like your shirt.
Yeah.
Gonna drink some wine.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. I made it. Lou, you sure there's nothing that we missed?
You just missed that you were a butt.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, boy.
All right. A little sassy pants in there. All right, you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, and we will talk to you again soon.
Bye.